Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? I hope you can hear me now. I just did a whole video without a sound. That's not good. But this book is good enough that we actually have to do it again. First of all, happy Easter to everybody out there. It's a very important day, and I hope you got a chance to celebrate with your family and friends. And this book is actually going to go right along with it. It's called If Only I Knew. And you'll understand why this book is a perfect book to read today. But I also need to apologize for yesterday because I wasn't on here. I didn't have a one-page book or a couple-page book like this that I could read, and I wanted to save this for today because I'm going to start a new book tomorrow. So I didn't read with you yesterday, but that's no excuse because I promise you every day. So I apologize for that. But please join me here as we make our way through this. And so let me go ahead and bring you on here. Let's see here. Hello, hello. All right, that should be good. We should have sound this time. So, all right. So the book is called "If I Only Knew," and then I'll give my 2 cents at the end. But it's a great book. So I'm going to start off with the introduction. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. John 4:14. Introduction. While I was writing this book, the 14-year-old son of my friend left home on his yellow bike heading for soccer practice as he always had done on countless times, and was hit broadside in a street crosswalk by a car. The driver, a 16-year-old young man, was distracted and somehow never even saw Spencer until he hit the windshield. In this tragic moment, the boy's life vanished like a mist, leaving behind a grieving mother who obviously loved him with all her heart. We live in an uncertain world. When we leave home in the morning, we assume we will return in the evening. When we say goodbye to loved ones, we take it for granted we will see them again. We presume that they know we love them, so we seldom say the words. Unfortunately, we fail to consider the mortal reality that it may not be the case until it is too late. Tomorrow does not always come. Someone once said that life is short, so keep in short accounts with God. This is wise advice, but I'd like to add a little bit more that we should also keep short accounts with every person who is in the circle of our lives. We never know when life will dramatically change, sometimes permanently. Think about it. Don't allow the regrets of if only I knew, to be the final marker of your life. Be swift to love. Hurry to be kind. Take the time to make someone feel special. Freely give hugs and kisses, and may I love you be often on your lips. Lance Webbles. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. Share with God's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice for those who rejoice. Mourn for those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everybody. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everybody. Romans 12:10-18. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. If only I knew, I would never hear your voice again. I would cherish your every word, every inflection of your voice with all my heart. If only I knew this was our last hug, I would hold you tight and hope to never let you go. If only I knew this was the last time, the very last time I would see you, I would take the time to treasure everything about you. If only I knew I had a chance to pray with you one more time, I would take your hands and welcome God's presence to surround us. If only I knew that disagreements do not mean lack of love, I would have been hurt less often. If only I knew that even when everything in my life seems to go wrong and comes crumbling down around me, even when my heart is broken, God has promised to always be with me. If only I knew how often and how badly I had misjudged people, I would have opened my heart more often to love and be loved. If only I knew that no one ever sees the same thing in exactly the same light, I would have found more pleasure in others' opinions, even when they did not share mine. If only I knew that I was powerless to change other people, I would have stopped trying and been free to love them for who they were, flaws and all. If only I knew that momentary pleasures could ruin a reputation for a lifetime, I would have found strength to say no to temptation. If only I knew tomorrow was not coming, I would ask you to please forgive me for any wrong I may have done for you. If only I knew that this was our final, last kiss, I would use it to tell you that you are the love of my life. If only I knew I could never share another day with you, I would make the most of every second. If only I knew this was the last gift I could give to you, I would surprise you with something that says nothing compares with you. If only I knew that miracles do happen, I would cling to God with all my heart and soul. If only I knew that I was caught in a trap of living for tomorrow and a future that existed only in my imagination, I would have slowed my pace, drawn boundaries around my work, and taken time for the people I love. If only I knew my choices, however small and seemingly insignificant, were taking me away from you, I would turn around and run to you. If only I knew your hand would never hold mine again, I would wish this moment would never end. If only I knew my voice was about to go silent, my words to you would be punctuated with I love yous. If only I knew that a break in our relationship might go unresolved, I would do everything within my power to mend it. If only I knew that no word of love has ever lost, I would have allowed my tongue more freedom to speak, to truly speak from my heart. If only I knew the destructive power of gossip, slander, and talking behind people's backs, I would have chosen my words more carefully. If only I knew that sometimes it's better not to know, I would have spared myself heartaches and cares I was never meant to carry. If only I knew that my past is no excuse for who I am now, the truth could have set me free to change. If only I knew that success is never measured in dollars or positions, I would have treasured the things that last forever. If only I knew that if only I knew that wonders surround all we do, everywhere, all the time, I would have searched my little corner of the world and been continuously amazed. If only I knew that grief and heartache could be so deep and devastating, I would have been there more often for others. If only I knew that baskets of beliefs are of little value, I would have made certain that my beliefs were turned into convictions that set the course of my life. If only I knew that others were watching my life as an example, that my life was influencing others, I would have asked God to shape my character to be a reflection of his heart. If only I knew that even a child's days are sometimes cut short, I would have wished for more long nights of rocking you to sleep. If only I knew that it was wrong to put others under my own expectations and make them feel guilty, I would have stopped manipulating them and chosen love as the higher way. If only I knew how little I actually understood about you, I would listen closer to your words, search out your thoughts, and speak to know the deepest desires of your heart. If only I knew that memories of you would be so precious, I would take the time to carefully gather your life story. If only I knew that anyone can bring words of comfort, encouragement, and healing, who knows how many lives I might have touched. If only I knew that friendships are so precious, I would have never taken anyone for granted, especially you. If only I knew our phone call was the last we've ever have, I would speak only loving words. If only I knew I was about to lose your smile, I would thank you for all the joy you've brought into my life. If only I knew the love and strength and support you've always given me was about to end, I would run to your side and thank you for the millions of times you made the difference in my life. If only I knew that God created me for a purpose, I would have passionately sought him out to discover what he desired. If only I knew that it's never too late to rewrite one's life story, I would have pulled out my pen sooner. If only I knew that when God closed the door, he opens another, I would have been less afraid of change and more welcoming to new opportunities and adventures. If only I knew that sticking with it is a way of life, I would have learned more from my failures and my setbacks. If only I knew God gives us a lifetime to become the person he wants us to be, I would have been more patient with myself and others. If only I knew that something so stupid and wrong would hurt you so badly, I would take a stand and never let it happen again. If only I knew that it is not enough to empty my life of wrong, but to fill it with fill it with things that truly matter. If only I knew that everything depends on what you believe and that ignorance is no excuse, I might have been more vigilant to put the truth into my heart. If only I knew how often I blindly accepted others' beliefs, copied someone else's life, and tried to imitate their spiritual existence, I could have found my own and made them real. If only I knew that the love of God, knowing God loves me, reaches into my fears and insecurities, I would have allowed his love to surround and engulf and pierce into the depths of my soul. If only I knew that real happiness is a state of mind and that there's no substitute for a good attitude, I would have been more thankful for what I had and the chance to live and work and to love. If only I knew there is so much more to life than being safe, I would have been quick to give myself to others. If only I knew the depths of wisdom and insight possessed by people around me, I would have spoken less and listened more. If only I knew that this was our last walk, I would try to express my feelings for you, even though my words have always been inadequate. If only I knew I could never tuck you into bed again, I would cuddle you tight, refuse to rush, and enjoy the wonder of being with you. And if I knew my days are coming to an end, I would number them carefully, one by one, and ask God to help me make the best use of my time, because the days are far too fleeting. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I wanted to save this book for today. Today is about love and caring about family, and God has blessed you today to give you another day. And so make sure the people in your circle, in your family, around you, friends, make sure they all know that you love them, because you never want to be sitting next to somebody or not even being able to tell them that if you only knew something, you would say something. Assume that tomorrow's not given, and you will definitely enjoy today a lot more. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we'll start a new book. But tonight, I want you to go hug a loved one, kiss a loved one, hug them kids of yours. Even, give the dog a little smooch. But just let people know that you love them, because they deserve to know, just like you do too. That's why I love you, and I love you a lot, and I appreciate you guys being here. So happy Easter again, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.